What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Rogue Nation 845 Podcast. Be back in 30 seconds. What is good, everybody? Welcome to the Rogue Nation 845 Podcast, episode number 1. There's some things we need to discuss. Let's go.
Yeah. Rogue Nation. All right, I want everybody out there to do this with me, right? 845. Check it. Throw your hands up. Yeah. Check it. You know what they say? They say the world's gone crazy.
What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining us tonight, Friday night. It's about 8 p.m. You're on the Rogue Nation 845 Podcast. This is episode 1. We got some things to discuss. Who I got with me is my good friend, Mac. What's good, Mac?
Yo. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone.
We got D-Lane coming a little later. He's at a little event. You know, we all busy here doing things. And he's just going to hop in a little bit later. But for everybody that's watching, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. We are going live on YouTube right now. I know everybody's watching because they know it's the Council of Comics, but this is just another podcast that's going off of that. I connected in the sense that we all can be heroes at some point in our lives, or we can be villains. It's all the same story tied in between. So this is just another pod spin-off extension of that. Particularly, we're going to talk about issues in life, sometimes with music intertwined and all that. But tonight, there's some things we got to discuss. And the things that we got to discuss is that me and Mac were talking about men today in the world and our view of what we see. Now, I want everybody to know out there that these are the things that we feel. These are our opinions on life. This is how we think. This is how we believe. Other people may have a difference of opinion. That's fine. We encourage you to come into the comments and let's get a discussion going. Put some questions in there. Don't be off the chain. Don't be dumb because I'll block you and because we ain't doing that kind of discussion here. But if you putting in a good question, we're gonna have this discussion. And if we feel it's right, I might send you a link. You can come on. We can talk about it. We can talk about it live on the show.
Thanks.
But Matt.
Yes, sir.
We were talking today, and we were talking about men in the world, us being men, grown men.
Yes,
they got full-time jobs, is doing what we got to do. And we're starting to notice out in society that there are men that are not standing up to their responsibilities.
Yes, sir.
We look at the community today, and of course, you know, there are other existential things such as government, police, all that stuff. People being locked up for a whole generation that has kept the father figure out of the homes. But it's also on us as well. What do you think about that?
You already know. I feel, you know, it is, you know, it is on us, you know what I mean, as men, you know what I mean? But I feel like as when we were discussing earlier and stuff like that, I was actually talking to other people too. Like, you know, the one lady earlier, she was saying like, it's because a lot of people, you know, it's a lot of other things. Like for men, look, like, because you know me, nowadays I always say we the last of the Mohegans. I feel, you know what I'm saying, a lot of men are you know, and especially the men of today, like the millennials, you know, they saw, but the lady was basically saying too, is it comes from a lot of the, you know, the mothering part of it. Like, it's like a lot of enabling. The mothers enable them a lot. then she even went, you know what I mean? I don't want to go too like left field with it, but she was even saying like it was even in food that why you know guys are becoming softer and things like that. Like,
well, listen. Let's discuss that, because when you say so, you know I play devil's advocate with you all the time.
All the time, my
guy. I'll be like, now Mac.
Yes.
When you say soft, now you know off the bat people are gonna get offended by that.
Yeah, I don't want to do people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we gotta explain what you mean by that. Try to clarify that a little more.
Well, what I'm clarifying is pretty much you can actually say like let's look at it like this: the blue collar man doesn't get no respect. You know what I mean? Like we're the ones that get the hands dirty. You know, we want to, you know, like in the past, like we just got that man about us, that machismo, like, you know, like we take pride in being a man. Like nowadays I feel like a lot of times is, you know, the way, you know, how can I say without being, you know, the guys of today is like they don't even want to get their hands dirty. They rather keep their hands clean, and you know, like, you know, I'll say for example, like my sons, like these guys when they take out the garbage, they're like, oh my gosh, like I gotta go wash my hands real quick, and I'm like, bro, it's just garbage. Like you lifting up the bag, throwing it up in there. Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like, and they just, you know, they go even my oldest, like. So, you know, I just try to put in that extra, like, blue collar. That's what, it's like a blue collar versus the white collar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, like, it's something wrong, like, with them, with like, something, how can I explain it? I'm not trying to, like, downplay them, but I me being 100%, man that don't mind getting his hands dirty, a lot of these men don't like doing nowadays.
Listen, I agree with you in the sense that they're not as tough.
No
and
way.
If they don't get tougher, they're not gonna survive out here.
No
we
way.
talk about it all the time. Like there is a coddling inside the community.
Yep.
There's a thing inside the community where people are turning a blind eye to the things that are happening in their very home.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They say all this stuff, and then there's the hypocritical part where people talk about other people's stuff, but their own home is a mess and in shambles. And we was talking about that, like, because in the word, I was telling you, I was reading Timothy, and then you brought it up. It's like in the word, it says that a man that doesn't take care of his home is worthless.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, how can a man go out into the world and conquer the world when he hasn't even conquered his home? And I don't mean conquered in the sense like stepping over people and stuff like that. What I mean like conquered is like you doing the responsibilities, you paying the bills, you looking out for your kids, you sacrificing personal pleasure time.
That's right.
For your kids.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because remember we had a discussion. Like I don't have kids, but my brother has kids, my cousins have kids, you got kids, and I see it from a perspective on the outside. And as I was watching it, I was like, listen. I'm looking at this thing, and it seems to me that when you have kids, your life is done.
It is.
Like now it's all about the kid. It's not about you anymore.
That's right. That you are 1,000% right.
That is, I don't know if I want to say if it's the consequence, but that is the result of you engaging in an act that you knew could have had that possibility.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like some things, you know, a small percentage are truly mistakes. Things happen, blah blah blah. But most of the people are doing this willingly.
Yes.
So once they have this child, it's like, yo, in my opinion, your life is done.
Yes, sir.
Everything you do in your life now has to be about this child now.
You better believe it.
All your dreams, all your aspirations
out the window.
If they are not for this child, they should be done.
Yes, sir. I totally agree, my brother. Like, and can I segue real quick into something really quick?
No, go ahead.
This is what I got to do real quick. Is exactly what you're talking about. Now we're in the podcast. We're talking about this, but I gotta go wish my baby goodbye.
Yo, we'll do that. I'll continue it.
You feel me? So let me go do that. See, the aspirations and dreams is out the way.
So Mac is gonna go say bye to his daughter. His daughter's going off to college, so we're gonna let him do that. But just to continue on what I'm saying out there, we were talking about this, and we're starting to see more and more men are having families or being part of families and not doing the things to take care of their families. And it kind of like, it breaks our heart in a bit. It breaks my heart. I don't have no kids. It's like, yo, you have such a precious gift of having a family. How can people just, lackadaisically just go about that? I don't understand. But like I said, I don't have kids. I hope to have kids one day. But I've learned a lot from just like watching people. I've learned from like watching my brothers, watching my cousins, watching all these kids grow up and seeing what worked and what didn't. Like how our families, I come from a family that's pretty traditional, but it was like a little bit modern as well. But they were still more on the traditional side. But in the fact that they went to work and everything they did was for us. Like I didn't see anything when I was growing up with my parents. Like Mac, I was telling you, when I was growing up with my parents, I felt like everything I seen my parents do was for us.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? My parents weren't like trying to be all out at the bar. We weren't trying to be over other people's houses all the time, all this other stuff. No, they was in the home, making sure we was fed, making sure we did our schoolwork, making sure we cleaned up after ourselves, teaching every little thing. Like how many times did our parents have to tell you, get in the shower, go take a bath, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But nowadays we feel like people ain't even doing that.
No,
they expecting these kids to already know this.
Yeah. No, I
you know what I mean?
You always say that, and I get that because you always say that. You know what I'm saying? And it's very, and you know what I mean? Like you already know me, man. Like I deal with right is right, wrong is wrong. There's no gray area with me. And you're 100% right. Because us as fans, we automatically think like you supposed to know that and not get that. Because but I had on my own podcast, we had like an episode called Common Sense. But when does the common sense kick in though? Sammy, like,
but how do you know common sense if you've never been taught anything? You gotta pull that common sense from something that you already been taught. You know what I mean? Like if I've never been taught, like that's what I say, like when we talk about the Bible and the commandments, like the reason why the commandments was given, like thou shalt not murder, because before that people didn't know that murder was wrong. But now you have the law that says thou shalt not murder. So if a kid is out there doing things that he hasn't been taught that is wrong, how can he pull the common sense out of that? He can't. Well, his common sense is if I don't take care of this dude right now, I'm not gonna live. That's his common sense. Instead of saying, I could back up right now, I don't have to be a part of this because so and so taught me that, in this position, I need to grow up. I need to not be a part of that. Yeah, they have to pull it from somewhere. It's not like an instinct.
But see, I beg to differ because a little bit, you know what I mean? Like I understand the 10 Commandments and things like that, but like a lot of stuff I was taught, you know what I mean, streetwise, and there was a lot of stuff that I wasn't taught, but it came to me with common sense. Like again, like. I beg to differ, to agree to disagree for some of it, not nothing, because what I'm saying is like, that if that stove is hot, common sense tells you, you put your hand on that stove.
Yes, you're right.
You ain't going, and if you didn't know, common sense is going to tell you I would never do that again. So that's what I'm saying, to a certain extent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying like you're wrong, but you're right. We got to teach them and stuff like that. But like my thing is when with this generation, you could tell, like, especially I'll speak for myself and my children. I could teach these kids something it's so redundant, it doesn't make any sense. Please clean up after yourself. Please brush your teeth. Please wash your face. And the next thing you know, you go back, like, a couple minutes, like especially in the morning time, I gotta always remember to tell my 13-year-old before I leave out the door, make sure you wash your face, make sure you brush your teeth. Yeah, I got it, Dad. I got it. Before you go to bed, make sure you brush your teeth. And you think they're gonna do it? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But that's like you said. That's our jobs as parents. Your dreams, your aspirations, even your little piece. That's given up. Bro.
It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
It's done, my brother. But as far as men, you're right. Like I think we should really literally still be. And that's
and I want to clarify too. Like, if you have a dream or aspiration,
facts,
that you're gonna make money, right? That's the thing. You're gonna make money for the family. Then that's good as long as you're making money for the family.
Yes.
Not I'm gonna get to it. It's gonna come, and you're not taking care of here and now. You know what I mean? I have so many people that I know like have businesses type things, and they're kind of living the struggle life a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But they don't want to get like a part-time job to help supplement certain things, and I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, you have families, you have things you got to take care of, but for some reason it doesn't click in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't like judging people or nothing, but when it's like in your face and it's part of your circle type stuff, or you see your friends going through it, it just makes you think about it.
For sure.
You get frustrated and you just like, why's that gotta be like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to understand the mentality when you have kids. Like, I have family members that's like I'm not saying no names because I'm not getting into anything.
Of course.
Like, they don't even live in New York type stuff. They're not even in the area, but like don't even see their kids. They got kids. And they out in clubs doing this and that. And their kids is like, I've never seen my parents.
That's
I've never seen my mother. I've never seen my father.
That's nuts, my
guy. I was in my family is all aspects. I look at it all and I'm just like, I don't get it. At what point in your life did you say, I'm gonna do me, F my kids, all that other stuff?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's wild to me.
That is
it's
wild,
really
bro.
wild.
That means again, like the priorities is messed up. They never really, you know what I mean? To me, that even before kids, their priorities was messed up. And, I don't want to say disrespect people and be like, one night stands and all that type of stuff. And that wasn't on they mind to take care of no child. You know what I'm saying? It was, like I said, one night stands. So they like, dang, I ain't even get it. I done did this and I can't even take care of myself. So a lot of times, sometimes a child might be an inconvenience to a person because they didn't ask for that, and things like that. But, I would say in our neighborhoods and stuff like that, in our circles and stuff, that's all we see. You know what I'm saying? But when does the narrative change for that? I mean, that's why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? As a fellow Black man, minority, I don't want to see our people like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that. I want people to see like a modern day Clear and Cliff. You know what I'm saying? The Huxtables. You know what I'm saying? That's how I live my life. I want my kids to see their mother and their father together. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that sacrifice. You even if you get pissed off one day, you're not leaving. You're there with your wife, you're there with your children. You know what I'm saying? There is no leaving and stuff like that. You're the kid, you don't want your kids to see that. So that's why, like, I try to be that model. And I say that humbly. You already know my motto. You know what I mean? I say that humbly. I want to be that model for people to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, if he could do it, we can do it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
So what do you say to people that are about to have a kid, who have just had a child? What advice can you give them?
Yo, man, honestly, that's hard, man, because the best advice I can get to say that I can say is be the best parent you can possibly be, man, and understand what you just said. Yet there is no more life for you. that life is now is for that child or them children. You know what I'm saying? And be accountable for your responsibilities. Because at the end of the day, this, you know what I mean, for you to make a child and not be there for them, or, you know.
Yeah.
I might have to go out there to help my daughter with the thing to go out the side to the Uber. But that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Like you said, there is no more life.
Yeah.
There ain't no, get them kids a good life. There is no more you. You can do that when they get older, and even when they get older, like I told you today. I got a 23-year-old dad, boy. Yo, dad, I need. Could you do it? Yo, I need it. And I'm just like, yeah, all right, son. Here I come. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to, they are the number one priority. That's it. They the number one priority. If you want to raise a good child, you gotta make them your priorities, man.
Yeah, and to add on what I was saying before, like if you have dreams and aspirations, like you want to go to college to get a better degree so you can make more money for the family, that's good stuff. But nowadays we live in a fame culture where everybody wants to be famous for whatever reason. And I remember at one point I really wanted to be famous.
Me too.
You know what I mean? But then you reach a point where like you look at fame and it's like, yo, this is all fake.
Fake, bro.
Like there's an art to certain things. If you're an actress or an actor, if you're a musician that's really putting out music and stuff like that, it's quality. Those are arts within that are real. But
I'll be right back.
All right. But the whole structure, for everybody still watching, for the whole structure of what that is within, what the movies are within, the whole system, the whole thing is fake. It's all an illusion. I personally love movies. I love music. And I know actors and actresses and musicians put their heart and soul into it. But there's only a very small few that really do that. Really do that. And if we look at it, the system that it's in, it's not that it's like, well, it has to change. I don't think it's ever going to change. And I just think that in that system, people have to come out of that system that are more of a light. Because when you're on a platform like that, where the world can see you doing your things, you have to be a light to people. And you have to be a light to culture. You have to be a light for those that are watching. Because everybody's watching. And if you look at Hollywood and if you look at the music industry, their priorities right now are not the well-being of you, your family, your friends. Their priority is to make money. And that's the bottom line. And I'm not hating on people for making money. You make your money, you go out there, you do what you got to do. But remember that you are a human being. And man can't live by bread alone. Man can't live by money alone. There are people who are rich, who are miserable. And there are people who are poor, who are extremely happy and content. So I've seen in my life that would I like to be more financially sound? Yes. But am I okay if I'm not? Yes. I'm learning to be content with stuff because not everybody's going to be a millionaire. Not everybody's going to be rich. So people are going to have to learn to be content with certain things and then escalate up the ladder as you may. If you want to escalate up the ladder, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work to escalate up the ladder. These things are not given to you. In this world today, you have to work. You want to get to a certain position, you have a certain business, you got to put in the work. And while you're putting in that work, it doesn't take away from the responsibilities that you already have. The only way that business is going to work with you putting in the work is that any other foundation down here that you have, like family, life, and all that, that has to be a concrete foundation. or whatever you build on that is not going to work. And just like I said, it's going to be built on sand, and that whole thing is going to fall to the ground. But if you focus on keeping your foundation strong like concrete and building that, you could build a great empire of your own. You could build a thing. And I'm hoping now that I'm doing this, like I'm going to build something myself. But I'm just now seeing, if you don't put in the work, you ain't going nowhere. And it's not even that you have to kill yourself about putting in the work. You just have to be consistent about it. Be consistent and love the things that you do. Put in the work, build up your business. But some people don't want to put in the work. For some reason in this generation that I've seen, it's wild. They want it instantly. And they want it just like instant gratification, like the internet, instant gratification. They want it now. Like I remember when I think it's Andrew Tate, there were people like rooting for Andrew Tate hard, like, oh, that's a real man's man. That's a real man's this and that. And then now look at him. He arrested, possibly trafficking. He snitched on himself in multiple videos. If you go check out Abba and Preach video, they just did a whole thing on it, and they just showed all the evidence and all that. And then you come to find out the dude's a piece of dirt. He was setting people up, setting women up. But you have a whole group of men out there that think this is how you're supposed to be. You got kids out there thinking, I just want to be like Andrew Tate. And some of you parents out there is letting that happen. You got to stop that. You got to nip that in the bud. All this stuff of letting them be who they want to be and stuff is all good. But when you see a demon coming into your circle, you need to nip that demon in the bud. Do not let it fester. Don't let it be like mold. Nip that shit in the bud. But I think Max coming soon. Yeah, because these kind of theories that come in and like you know it from the jump, like there's something don't seem right about that, and you got to question it. And if you don't question it, people like that come into your family, into your circles, and feed this poison, this propaganda into your kids that this is how a real man's supposed to be, or this is how a woman's supposed to be, this and that. And you the one that's supposed to be teaching your kids this. Not the celebrities, not these so-called experts out here. You supposed to be the one teaching your kids what life is all about.
My apologies, man.
No, it's all good. Everything all right?
No, not really.
No?
You
gotta go?
No, I don't. I'm just waiting on her because what ended up happening, of course, the Uber come, go to the BX, they don't want to get down there, so now I got to wait again for her to get her other Uber. Yeah, see, this is what we talk about, people. You give all your life up, man. I'm telling you, it's not never a dull moment, man. You just got to be there and take,
Yeah. While you was going, man, I was just talking about like the culture of letting celebrities or Hollywood and all that kind of like influence your kids. Like I was talking before about the movies, and it's an art form, and the music is an art form, and it's not to just like destroy that structure or anything, because I don't think it can be destroyed at this point. But I think that people inside that should be becoming lights because of that platform. You should be speaking out. You should be saying stuff. You should be like, this is not right. This is not right. You shouldn't teach your kids this, and that. And it has to come from people that want to give light to the people. Yeah. Like, because I'm not telling people to don't be an actor, don't be a musician, and all that. Because this is stuff that's been around since the beginning of time. We're not going to end arts and all that because of a few things. And I was talking about like how people like Andrew Tate come into a household and say this, and this about how to be a man, this, and that. But now he just gets bagged in Romania, and all this evidence comes out that, and I saw the videos when he's snitching on himself, and he's basically like frauding people. He was like basically trafficking girls and stuff, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, I told them, look up Abba and Preach video. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Well, tell the people what you think about the whole fame thing while I'm looking up.
As far as fame, as
affecting us as people, like,
hey man, I think that's what it is. That's why, it affects us, because that's all we live our life for, is for the fame. And I see that, I'm not into all the new stuff, and we talk about this all the time, but these kids seem like they just, like, we can even go back to like hip hop per se. Like hip hop is a great genre of music that came from our pain. So it's to the point to where today all everybody want to do is just hurry up and put something out there for so to say social media, you know what I mean, to pick it up and for them to get overnight fame. That's why we go, a lot of us, like on my age group, call that this new generation like microwave. They microwave because they want instant gratification. They and that fame, they want to be like a famous rapper, whatever it may be, overnight, just by them just putting out anything. So you know what I mean. I just feel like I just it dims the light of our people, man, from like even working hard with anything we do. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to be famous, so they just going out there just trying to do anything to get it overnight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fame. You know what I'm saying? And people and these kids like that. So like social media, I think we talked about that as well. Social media is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like these kids do everything for social media. Like I never knew what an IG model is, like, or anything like that until we discussed that not too long ago as well. You know what I'm saying? Like the girls want to be so much pretty, and they rather go do whatever it may take just for everybody to like them, to, they'll go get plastic surgery and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know.
You can see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
So this is Abba and Preach. They got like 1.87. But I'm gonna play some of the video. But right here they have a screenshot of like they wiretapped them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he says, is for Andrew Tate. He says, "You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing." And the victim says, "Webcam." There's a thing called like webcam girls and stuff like that. That's how it's on some other stuff. And Andrew Tate says, "I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal documents. I would never do that to you."
Wow.
Now, people think, "Oh, that's just a transcript, right? That they could have faked that." But I want you to watch this guy. Let me know if you can hear, because I turned the audio on, but just let me know if you can hear.
Yep.
3 things.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Fraud or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking. Or coercion. Let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy?
So this guy, wait, Mac's coming back.
A couple
Mac,
yes.
Did you hear all that?
No, I didn't, because I had a couple technical difficulties for some reason.
All right, I'm gonna run it back.
All right. I heard the first 3 things: the coercion,
I want everybody else out there to listen to this again as well.
Look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy?
See that?
Yeah, false.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But that's why I say, like, yo, we got to be so careful about putting these people up on pedestals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, there's more to come. There's so much more to come on this dude. But this is like, he's one little piece of it. There's so many people like this dude out there. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna play more.
Fallacy, fraud.
That's a pimp. That's exactly what a pimp does.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is completely, in fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. In the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry. I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed.
Amy, let me go back out real quick. I'll be back, babe.
All right.
You know, it's a bitch named Mercedes. Turned out as a nigga obsessed with Bugattis.
I'm just saying.
That's why. I'm sorry.
Well, the reason why I'm having this face is because the amount, I didn't realize how much foot and mouth could contain.
Oh, he's fucking up. Oh, they got all the receipts on this guy. And it gets worse.
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Another reason you use Chatbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because
y'all listening out there? Oh, y'all Andrew Tate fanboys listening? Paying attention? Okay.
You've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Chatbait have released the Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax, because girls are lazy and girls are stupid and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax.
This is how dumb this dude is. Like, just to have the mentality that girls are dumb, girls are stupid, like as a whole general blanket. It's just how moronic. Just look at his face right there. Look at that face. Look at that goofy face. This dude is Mr. Goofy like I ain't never seen a goofy man. Oh my God. But people was going hard for him. They was going hard for him. Okay, we'll keep going.
Tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I give them 3, and I keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes.
What up, Lane? What's good?
What's good with you?
Yeah, we just got going through this this Andrew Tate video with Abba and Preach.
What happened with? Oh, y'all just talking about what happened with my son Andrew Tate.
We going through all the evidence right now.
Oh, so he really liked that. So he really was on his creep status.
Oh, let me bring it back because I brought it back once for Mac already. I'm gonna bring it back for you because people need to see this.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is wild. Let's bring it back one more time.
I mean, I know he was on he once Kevin Samuels passed away, he basically took over in that type of space.
Well, let me continue from where it's from. There's plenty more, so we ain't gonna repeat for the audience. There's plenty more.
Girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we made this much money, but I'm gonna pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I give them 3, and I keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, we have to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I do this all the time. I just print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here, sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Ooh, okay, and they just sign away. I don't know what the fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards, but they think something.
This dude.
Wait, so is he saying he was basically like, hold on.
he said, check out what he said. He said,
so
if he have a gig for the lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got 10 G's for it, he give her 3.
He keeping the others.
He keeps 7. Yeah. But she's like, nah. She's like, nah, we went 50-50 on it. And he's like, yeah, we did go 50-50, but we had to take the taxes out of your share. And then he's like, if she's really tripping, just print out some fake tax
forms. Nah,
have her sign
bugging.
it, and then throw them away. He lives,
Nah, he's bugging.
But wait,
whatever he accused of, he definitely did that shit.
There's more.
Something real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch.
So we started. All right, he's already admitted to tax evasion and fraud.
I mean, it's not a mission.
He literally just snitched on himself.
That's what he's teaching. He doesn't mean he's doing now. I'm just playing devil's. It's a very hard job. I'm not.
So
hey.
He said that's what he was doing with these girls. That's what he said he was doing.
Yeah.
The women saying he did this to us.
Oh.
Yeah, that don't look good.
Look at the bank records,
right?
And see that the money, he was paying them 50-50. What you think? Let's be honest. If someone admits to what they're doing, just believe them.
But to his defense,
well,
I
just got a lot of questions. Like who is bro? Like where he come from? Like
he was a UFC fighter.
All right, I know that, but I'm saying like how he. Like he ain't win no fights. Like he wasn't like no Conor McGregor. Like so where you come from with all like that's what I be killing. Like nobody be like vetting these dudes when they come in these spaces. Like you just can't come out of nowhere and just start talking about whatever message you trying to like. Somebody got to ask like, yo, where you from? Like, I mean, like the Kendrick Lamar, where your grandmama stay? Like he just popped up out of nowhere and went crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just. I don't know.
I think he a plant for real. You want to keep it 1,000?
You think so?
Just like I don't want to say her name, but she a plant.
Who you talking about?
No, big L, big Lizzo.
Oh, you think
you can't you can't talk about her. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Come on, there's certain things that they be letting go, and we be like, come on now. Yeah. It's just too blatant. Like Homeboy, Lil Nas. Plant,
yeah,
so I just saw him saying like where he come from. He came out of left field. Like, yeah, everybody's saying the little kickboxer dude, but nah, he wasn't like no prominent fighter where you could just switch lanes like some Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Like, come on, we got that. Like, we got to start asking some questions.
Like, I think he blew up. Like, I think he was doing all this,
like as Kevin said,
scamming underground stuff. Like before he really blew up, he was doing that.
Oh, so this is basically who he really is. Like he like
because in the court, and they're gonna talk about it in the court. he tried to claim like, nah, that's just a character.
Oh, so he basically
You know what I
like
mean?
on some Fire Festival.
But then the judge was like, nah, that ain't just a character. Cliff says these poor guys cannot keep straight face. To his defense, good Lord. Well, let's see what else he got.
Guys, he's self-snitching.
So what you're telling me is that they got him on frauding the girls and defrauding the government. Is that what you're saying?
Guys, today I want you to find a mirror and take a hard look.
I didn't like looking.
Take a hard
I didn't
look.
like seeing.
I just want you guys to understand, like, just here, we're not even going to the human track, just right there. This man was stealing from the people that were working for him.
Right there.
He didn't even care. He said, I'm getting rich, bitch. Fuck you. He didn't care. He was stealing from it. What's your job? How do you
Oh,
when you
snap.
got this person charged for that crime? Listen, if my employer even stole $1 an hour from me, I'd be pissed. Thousands every single month?
Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except media coverage page. You have to girls.
Oh, snap.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Yo, he gangster. You got to give it to him. That's gangster.
And the other person she's talking is
That might be worse than he.
as opposed to
He
you.
on the level with Puffy.
Huh?
I said he on the level with Puff.
Yeah, but his ass
I'm
got locked up.
gonna tell you I'm stealing from you.
Yo, it's on some bullshit.
Once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. You're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? What if you do webcam business? Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from the girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good
Oh, nah, he's
Yeah.
wildin'.
This is on some
Nah, he's
trafficking,
wildin'.
yo.
Yo, he's wildin'.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's doing it to himself.
Nah,
And that's what I'm
come
saying.
on,
People
come
still
on, come
defending
on.
this dude. Like,
This
y'all
is some-
still defending this dude.
That's some Epstein stuff.
This guy, you don't know, this guy's a lawyer that's watching the video of him, and he kind of
That
explains
was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
Dead ass.
You guys remember?
Real.
So this is why this is important, this portion right here. It doesn't prove anything, but it is one of the little pieces of evidence that they add in for the whole trafficking charge. Basically, he has a woman, okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting, the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things if they're hearing it from another woman. So when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization, he has the woman who he calls his bondage, right, to recruit the other women. Okay. Now
He was arrested in Romania, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
there's some transcripts because they did some wiretaps. They see their phone. They
Wait
see all
till
the
you see
technology.
these
There's some
transcripts.
conversations that they're using now. I want you to also know the context of the country's in. Andrew Tate is a foreigner living in Romania as a rich person.
Trying to fucking steal from the government.
And he's also spoken about the reason why he left the UK to go to Romania is because, you know what I mean, laws are a little bit lax. They're not like, it's not as repressive. So this is how he talks about Romania and going to jail there. Okay, this is pulled from his PC, and then it was leaked to the press. Okay, so this is something that they got.
Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, this is hoes, this cell's mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You take their court case, shut up. Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I have committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away? Also, when you're a real G is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere.
He's arrogant. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be.
Who watches State Confidential notes? I'm all over the place. So
He trying to be like Dan Barzillion and shit.
Yeah.
completely in love with
Well, let's remind everybody,
Like,
his
you
ass
Dan
is
Barzillion.
locked up. His ass is locked up in a Romanian jail right now.
Yeah, that's
all this shit talking, all this, and that. His ass
came
is
and
locked
bit him
up
right in the ass.
he locked up in a Romanian jail. He just said it in the previous thing. He's like, and Romania is a joke. I could just walk in there and just pay off everybody. Like, this is my cell. This is Romania was like, oh yeah,
we'll show you.
And of course,
we'll definitely show you.
Fact. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. No restaurants. No clubs, nothing.
But here's even the kicker. Looking at
he's bugging.
The police file, from the following passages from the context of this content, there is no doubt a deep lack of respect for the legal norms and a total indifference to the social protected values that the defendant gives proof of. Also, the attitude of disregard towards women in general, which he perceives only as a means of getting his content released. In other words, making money. The judge cannot agree with the support of the defense in the sense that the video contents presents only one character and cannot be taken into account since the defendant exhibits the same attitude in the relation to the injured persons and is evident from the content of the conversations that are in these criminal prosecution files.
Basically, the judge like, nah, the way you act in real life is how you're talking about these videos.
Yeah, so that's what you were saying by this is really him. Okay. I see what he trying.
Transcripts. Cuz people are saying,
wait, you got more?
When I say,
his face is great.
If you're a criminal watching, do not use WhatsApp. Okay, don't use WhatsApp to do any of your criminal.
That's Facebook. You heard?
It's a record. There are records. There are logs. It's easily traceable. Okay?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this: don't use your phone. Do not use your phone. I'm talking about.
You're saying too much, my boy.
That were in instances where they cross the borders and they have certain software that could tap in your phone and get the deleted items. You can always go get the deleted items. So that's the reason why they have burner phones. Don't use your phone. You have to use a phone, crack it, and keep on going. You know those flip phones?
All
that's
right,
much what you have to use.
You're telling everything now. And be easy, my G.
We know them Canada laws is different. Wherever they from.
From the prosecutor's office. The reason why they're doing this is they like the media attention being involved in this. The prosecutor may probably have some ego involved, and he wants to let everybody know I'm going to be the person who takes down Andrew Tate. And listen, it only matters if he's got evidence to back it up, and he's done some digging. And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be on my side wherever I go, to talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. Well,
now, was there a type?
I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when
I said, now, is there a type that he be going for? Like young, troubled teenage girls, or is it just anybody who just trying to get clout on the social on the gram?
I guess I might just be anybody. I don't know.
Anybody's trying to get clout.
Yeah.
Oh, say less.
Sorry about that, fellas.
It's all good, my friend.
That was rough, man. That was rough. My apologies. D, what it is, D?
What's good, Mac?
Ain't nothing, man. There's, like I told Roland before, we was talking, I said, what Roland said, we got to sacrifice for our kids, man. And that's exactly what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Well, a couple of the Uber drivers didn't want to take it to the BX, and now they charging for luggage and stuff, boy. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, boy.
Wait,
charging for luggage?
Luggage?
Bro, it's bro, for my daughter to go to the BX is $161.
Nah, that's like some airport prices. Like they cut to LaGuardia or something.
Nah, homie nuts. He knew what he was doing. He just all of a sudden it's oh yeah, she got luggage. Oh, you gotta charge, you gotta cancel and add because they didn't say anything about luggage. I'm like, are you serious?
Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, B. Yesterday's price ain't today. Everybody taking that inflation to another thing, B.
Not even that. Everybody trying to finesse. Everybody trying to get over. Everybody trying to get over. All because they lost on like a lot of money. You know, everybody trying to make that back.
All day long, man. It's the finesse, like you said, though, D.
It's a finesse everywhere.
But my fault, Roland, man.
Nah, you ain't gotta apologize for nothing, brother. We watching this Abba and Preach video.
Oh, okay.
On the Andrew Tate stuff, and they just basically been going over all the evidence and stuff. So we just gonna continue.
That's crazy, Andrew Tate.
That the way that he's getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. And if you remember what the guy said earlier, the criteria that need to be met. Okay, one of them is fraud. And that's what they're trying to establish with these conversations when they're released. So even though this
conversation nasty though, because he finessing y'all with no like backtrack record
and corporate to make that charge stick. Basically, he wasn't telling these people, "Hey, I'm running a can business. Come down." He's like, "I want to marry you. You're gonna fall in love with me. You're gonna fall in love with me."
Told him, "Hey, Mom, I'm doing this degree, but I hate it, and I really want to change
8
jobs."
years,
I'm
good
sorry, I know this
Lord.
sounds
He gets them all the way down to Romania inside of his company, and then he springs it on him with who? His modern. So Andrew Tate says, "You're not stupid," and he's talking to one of the victims. "You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing." And the victim says, "Webcam?" And he says, "I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you." Basically telling the girl, "You're different from the others. I make them do the really illegal stuff." Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps, okay? Him admitting to this stuff. This is going to be used in court, and you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away. What is this money laundering that you were doing?
You can't go to the court and be like, "Hey, what happened was..." Scratch your head and figure shit out.
Okay, so now here comes the next part. This is I think the biggest one. Tate's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women. I mean, that's what they call them, bro. What y'all say? This is what it reads.
Charlie's? They don't want to say hoes?
Hey, man, listen. These are the women who work for him. The Ghislaine Maxwells. "If you don't make money, we're going to have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker." And the other girl says, "I'll break you when I get there."
Yo, do you see this going on with this dude?
Yeah, he on his Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I don't even.
But they said he was running like a cam site, so this is all starting to make sense though. If you're running the cam site.
Well, I don't. You know what? Let's get back to us, because that's
my man Roland about that. Blood is boiling right here.
That's ridiculous. We got people like there's kids that look up to this dude. A lot of kids.
I think it's the message. They don't understand what he really about.
But that's why I say you gotta be careful now. Like I told Matt when we were having the Nas discussion today with Jay-Z.
Come on, son.
Come on, son. I said Google it, son. I said Jay-Z signed to Nas, or did Nas sign to Jay-Z? Which one we doing here? And then he Googled it and then pulled up. He's ready.'s like, Nas signs. He's like,
if I don't see it, it ain't true. You heard?
Hey, but yo, man, a lot of times, man, I don't like. I erase my life out of the world, man. So I really don't be really paying attention too much and stuff. I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm very observant and things like that. But the way of the world today, man, I just try to erase my life away from it, man, because it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But he was right, D. And Nas did. I already, you know what I mean? But it's Def Jam. It ain't Jay-Z. It's Def Jam. Even though he was in control at that point, you know what I mean?
But yo, D.
Yo.
Since we feel like you're the generation before ours.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about mostly like the male youth nowadays? What's your overall general view of them as far as dealing with life and stuff like that?
What you mean? Just a young man coming up?
Yeah.
Or black? I mean, that's a lot. There's a lot of different steps to that. I'm saying, I got a lot of
I think we're talking more people. people of color? You know what I mean?
I think it's damn, that's a loaded question.
Facts.
I think like that's why I be having a lot of like the back and forth with Mac, like the old like now when you 18 get out type shit, because excuse my language, my bad, type stuff.
Okay.
Because it ain't how can I put it? It ain't that there ain't opportunities, but I just think this is like the internet really kills the man right now. Like in my generation, like Max said when he was talking to his son a couple of times, like, yo, I mean, shorties don't even be trying to give us no play. Like they be in their phones. Like that's just one aspect. Then there's another aspect where as you know, like y'all you know what I mean? Like I see my dad, y'all was providers. So it's like now, my generation, a lot of the women's making a lot of that bread. So a lot of these women don't even be on that type of time. Like we ain't even rocking with you like that. Like even on some submitting. Like when me and Mac be having these conversations in the hall, like he be like, yo, like why these girls don't be wanting to submit? And I'd be like, yo, a lot of these chicks is making a lot more bread than cats out here, to be honest. Like you see chicks with the Mercedes Benzes, you know what I'm saying? We out here with the little Hondas, like they get into it. I mean, you can't knock it. You got to respect that at the end of the day. But then there's also that double-edged sword where that's like Mac always say. That's why you single though. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're not because you trying to put so much into that grind of the societal thing, saying I don't need a man. Boom, boom, boom. I could do all bad by myself. Boom, boom, boom. But then it's also that double-edged sword of like my generation where we in between. So we in between the blue collar, like you know the cats that was like factory workers, quote unquote, and then you in between the cats now where there's that internet money. So it's like we caught in that double-edged sword. It's like you got to work that 9 to 5, but you also got to have that little side, little internet money hustle because it's out here. I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding. Like it's out here. The money is really out here. So I think it's really just societal issues with me and my generation. I think I'll say from 26 to 35, you feel the pressure of like you got to get stuff done. Like right now is our time type stuff. Like it ain't really, we couldn't really be on no. Because you gotta think, like if you was on the block, you most likely was gonna get knocked. Early. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like how y'all have pay phones. No, I mean, a lot of dudes is out here money phoning on. They snitching on themselves. Yeah. And then I just think it's also like me because I wasn't from the street, so it's just like you got to find that in between. You got to find that. I don't want to say get rich quick scheme because that's really basically what the internet sort of is right now. And also that blue collar where. You need that insurance, you need that such and such, you need that foundation for just America, but America sets it up like that for us. So it's a double-edged sword. Like it's just hard. I guess it's just hard to really describe if you're not really in it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just think a lot of it comes from just the societal views of just everything in front of your face so quick and so fast. Everything is so quick and so fast. You know what I mean? Like even I'll be talking to Mac, like he's like, yo, how y'all holla at girls? And I'm like, bro, it's strictly through the gram. Like, I mean, you might even see a chick that I might see a chick that I know off the gram in person, and dudes won't even say nothing in person. They might go back on the gram. Yeah, Mac. They might see like I see like we make eye contact. I see shorty, she see me, boom. Somebody might give it a head nod, right? She might hit me up after the joint, be like, yo, why you? Oh, I was trying to come say what's up to you. And then me, I'm like, I'm a human being. Like I was 2 feet away. You see me, I see you. Like, what is this weird? See, that's the dynamic we're in right now. Yeah, it's that weird dynamic. Like, oh, I think I'm too good to speak in person, but also I don't want to be caught seeing. You know what I mean? It's like it's bad. It's like that.
They want to keep themselves open for so many other options, but that's why they want their cake and eat it too, type thing. You know what I mean?
And that's what they say about my generation, the generation behind me. They saying like relationships is over because everybody cheating, everybody smashing everybody. Like it's crazy out here. Like it really is wicked. It really is. Like especially like people that don't respect them, like women or fellas. I ain't gonna just say women, but if you just out here wilding, no protection, like, yeah, I can see it. That's why you see shorties with 5 different baby fathers. I'm like, yo, we just went to school together 12 years ago, and you got 5 joints, 5 different baby fathers. Like,
that's like crazy right there. Yeah.
No, and this is why I be really trying to tell you in the hole, but I can't because it'd be like the little girls, like the little shorties that we be seeing in the hallways that be getting popped by different dudes every other week. They fall underneath that category because they think they cute. Like we know the ones we see them in the hallway. You 16, which like what you dressing for? It's January. You got what I mean. You got all your goodies out, just trying to be scooped up.
It's that fame.
It's
that
really
fame aspect.
That's what we talked about earlier.
That Instagram, it's that social media. That social media is really, it's a gift and a curse for real. Like I think it's really more. I think it's really more of a curse for a lot of people because if you're not making bread on it, then you just wasting time on it.
You're wasting time, and that's why I always tell you, like, you know, I got Instagram, but I'm never on it, and I got the business, and it's supposed to be for making money. But you know, but that's just like an extra money maker for me because I do everything pretty much on you know, eBay. But it just, to me, man, it is a gift and a curse, man. Like you just like, especially like a grown man like myself, married and stuff. I don't need to be on that thing, man. You know, there's too much nonsense on there, man, that you can get yourself caught up with. You feel me? But it just overall, man, like that fame, that's what we was talking about earlier, D, like the fame, man, like everybody nowadays wants to be famous. I remember I used to, but I'm content. When I found Christ, I found me. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, when he said to be content, I'm content, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you know, another thing too, a lot of people, like, they don't even understand that fame don't equate to dollar signs.
That's a fact.
So you could have 4 million on the gram and still be broke. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like Haha Davis just said it, like, and he popping. You know what I mean? He said, "Hey, I have 4 million on the gram, and I was broke."
That's crazy.
But my thing is, if you got don't like. Again, you know, I'm sorry. I don't really know too much about this stuff. So even when you got 4 million followers, don't you get paid for that?
It's more brand deals. It's more like you gotta have your ducks in a row. A little agent, people bring in. So boom, say if I was like Roland, Council of Comics, boom, I got 4 million. Council of Comics, you check them out. Boom, boom. Me and Roland got a little brand deal. I got to post Roland little promo joint 4 times a month. He give me like five bands every time I post. It's that type of stuff. Like say if Matt got like a beard oil or something like that, he need me to post it like a couple times a month. You know, you give me the bread for the posting just because it's gonna bring you traction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how, like, that's why they call them influencers. Because they pay the influencers, and then boom, it's so somebody big enough, they got a big enough following, post their little stuff, they gonna follow. You know, they gonna follow suit.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. The fame,
and that's crazy too. And that's crazy. Like I was saying, like the fame is like pretty much what I said. Like it don't equate to dollar signs, and they don't get it. Like you could really be famous and still be in your mama crib. Like that, like I said though, that's what they want though. They want the notoriety. I don't think they want the bread. They want to be. They want to be. Yo, I'm TikTok famous. Oh, you such and such. You went viral. Viral don't mean dollar signs.
But what do you get out of it? Like that's what I'm saying. If you're not getting bread, what do you get?
It's that hood celebrity mentality. Oh, I'm popping.
That's just the juice, kid. You got the juice now, son.
Facts. That's basically what it is.
Then I'm gonna give what you call it that. I'm gonna give him that look when he say you got the juice now. I'm gonna give him that look like. You know what I'm saying? What does that equate to? If it ain't equating to that bread, then
if you smart with it, like it's certain people from my generation, like that's on the gram that did what they're supposed to. The DC Young Flies, you know what I mean? B Simone's, that, you know what I mean? Certain people, you know, like they took their Instagram and ran with it and built their little brand out of it. You know what I mean? But then there's a lot of cats that's just stagnant, and you can see it. You know what I mean? They're not working on no other type of projects. It's strictly whatever they do on Instagram, and that's my thing. Like if that platform shut down, you know what I mean? You asked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
But that's what it is. What I think, what we see every day to day, is that this thing is fast money. A lot of these young girls is looking up to what they see. A lot of these rappers is talking about their private parts. You know, these women. Like You gotta think about it. When we was older, you know what I mean? You knew the shorties that was giving it up. Now it's like every little joint giving it up. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's really crazy.
My son tell me a lot of times.
I bet you probably got to have that birds and bees talk with your youngest, and it's like, dang, bro, I ain't. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never think of it this young, but it's just like, yo, and they probably be bringing it to him. Like, he like, yo, I ain't even on that type of time. I'm worried about sports and books. And they like, nah, we trying to. He like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
I do it at 12 years old. I sat both of my sons down, and my wife sat my daughter down. I sat my sons down at 12 years old, all both of them, and
let them know what it is.
Yeah, I really did. You know what I mean? Strap it on up. Everything that glitter ain't gold. That's my main thing. Everything that glitter ain't gold, man. Like,
don't trust a big butt and a smile.
That's right.
That girl is poison.
My little son, when I picked him up from the game the other day, his game in Middletown, he like, yo, we was on him. And he said, yeah, facts. I forgot the little word he said. He was like, yo, we was doing something. I said, what is that? And it surprised me because I'm like, you? He was like, yo, he was like, yo, they bad over there, Dad. Like, he was like, yo, we was getting all the numbers. I was like, word? Well, not numbers, but
yeah, you know, whatever they do. Yeah,
I was very surprised, bro. He surprised the heck out of me. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a different era. It's a different era we living in right now.
Yeah. But with some of the other stuff though, Roland.
As far as what?
Like about that, like about what we talk about. Anything else? I know I was gone for like 20 minutes out the whole thing.
No, we was just doing I was just doing that Andrew Tate stuff. Like,
okay.
You didn't miss too much.
All right.
Yeah, like D in the beginning. To recap, as we wind down a little bit.
Yeah.
To recap, like we were just talking about people that just basically not taking care of their responsibilities in life. You know what I mean? Just
there's a bunch of that. There's a bunch of that in my generation too.
You know what I mean? Like we started off like if you have a kid, in my opinion, and I think in Mac's opinion too, that your life is your life is done.
It's over. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything you do from that point on should be focused for your kids.
No, that's a fact,
bro.
You know what I mean? And you, no matter what it is, you have to find a way to supply.
That's right.
And if the things that you are not doing are not supplying, you need to change that.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And we talked about how we live in a coddle society.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
People just Mac was like, they soft. And I was like, well, we got to clarify that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, he's talking like blue collar. They don't want to really work these jobs. But you were saying that too, D. Like they ain't trying to do that, trying to get that come up money. You know what I mean? Like
it's that quick dollar. Think about it. Think about it, Roland. Think about it. Let's think about it this way. And I ain't trying to shoot at nobody, but think about how many makeup artists there is in my generation. How many lash techs is in my generation? How many each one teach ones is in my generation? You know what I'm saying? Like not for nothing, I was one of them DJs that I had to carry crates, and then as soon as Serato came out, everybody wants to start DJing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really even with the rap and stuff, even with the rap and stuff, like everybody got an inbox back in like 2011 and went crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's everything. It's the oversaturation of everything because everybody think it's gonna be a quick dollar.
But
facts. Even the coquito business. I come in selling coquito, and all of a sudden the next year, everybody wants to sell coquito.
Mac, everybody want to flip sneakers now.
Yeah,
I be seeing people on my little gram like, my boy, you work at FedEx. Like now you trying to flip sneakers? And I ain't knocking nobody hustle. Don't get me wrong.
Nah,
but it's just like, come on, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
It's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think everybody is just really out for that quick buck since the pandemic. Like, because a lot of people got to understand the pandemic made you sit down and think about your real qualities and real talents. And a lot of MFers ain't got no real talents or real qualities, or they ain't even got the capacity to put it together. Whether it's yo, boom, I'm good at talking. Oh, let me start up the podcast. Boom, they waiting like they gonna wait till someone like us. Oh, yo, come on over here and start this podcast with us. It's like what, you know what I mean? So a lot of these people is really just I see it and I think I could do it.
Yeah.
And then it don't work like that because you didn't put in these 10,000 hours like I did.
But do you see like now that you say that that right there should understand. You should understand. Well, I know you do. I'm just saying. I'm just figuratively. That's exactly what I mean about hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't put that 10,000 hours in.
Oh no. And that's what I'm saying about hip hop too. Because hip hop, they think hip hop is a quick come up. And like you said, if you don't live hip hop, then don't do it. And I agree with that 100%. Like you said, like you live ball and you live hip hop. Like you said, you was coming up with the hip hop as it was evolving. Like if you're not putting in no pain, if you're not, and that's a lot of things with me too, Mac. That's why I agree with you. Like, yo, I came up with hip hop. Like you said, like, I was growing with it. Boom, boom. Like we all seen the beefs that that evolved hip hop.
That's a fact.
So I just think, like you said, if you don't put that time in, it's just
or paying homage or something that's simple.
And I'm not even mad at people coming in and trying to get your bread. Like, teach his own. But like you said, that's just got to be. That's just gotta be over there. Yeah, that's got to be over there.
And like you said, like I don't like for especially men. Us men of color, you know what I mean? Like, I agree. Like Jim Jones and them dudes, like they always say stuff like that. Like, leave them kids alone, let them get their bread, and I'm all for it. If you doing something the right way, and you don't got to be in them streets doing dumb stuff and A B C D, you know what I mean? Like, like I'm all for it. But what I'm saying is, like, when it comes to that or anything else, just like all I want you to do is pay homage. Like pay homage, show the respect. You know what I mean? I understand. I know what Roland always say, just because you're old, you don't earn that respect. You know what I mean?
All right, let me explain that to the audience. All right, audience, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you what this is all about.
Allegedly.
So we had we had a conversation, and in my theory, in my opinion, is that when you are dealing with children or students or kids of a certain age, respect has to be at an equal level. You have to respect the kid has to respect you. Now, there's certain people in an older generation that's like, nah, I don't gotta respect the kid. The kid gotta earn my respect. And I'm like, that's why they talk to you a certain way. That's why they don't like you. And that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like respect needs to be equal. Not to say that the kid is on an equal platform with you. Like, no, you put years in this and that, but the kid cannot be treated like he ain't worth nothing.
That's a fact. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about. And a lot of adults and a lot of older people think just because they old that they can talk to people any which way they want to.
They don't even got respect on their peers when they talking about respect.
You know what I mean? Like, I see people that be 70, 80 years old talking to somebody like that's not even their kid. My mother and my father can talk to me. They talk to me how they want. Yeah. You know what I mean? As long as they ain't like being abusive and stuff like that, they can talk to me any way they want. But somebody I don't know, just because you old don't mean that you could talk to me any way you want. You're not my grandmother. You're not my mother-in-law. So how you treat your family and your kids, you talk to them like that. You make sure you don't talk to me like that, because I'm going to treat you with the same respect that you treat me. Yeah. And I'm going to even go above that, and I'm going to be even more respectful, and I'm going to be like, you know what? I can't talk to you.
God did.
And I'm going to walk away.
Yeah, that time it was crazy.
But that was my thing on that. I don't know if you want to add to that or something.
No, you're 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just pay homage going forward. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But what D was saying was like the instantaneous. That's what me and Roland was talking about before you came on, D. Like, that's what I was saying. It's crazy that you say that, because that was like almost like verbatim. like, because we said the blue collar, like I was saying, like blue collar, you know, to go back. And like I said, I'm not trying to say, I apologize. I don't want nobody to take me saying soft, you know what I mean? You know, but I'm just saying nobody want to get their hands dirty as men anymore. You know what I'm saying? No. It's them quick, instantaneous, like you said, flips. You know, I could do this quick. You know, like I tell not the little one, I tell both of my sons, like, yo, we gotta take that trash out. God forbid if something fall out that trash and they got to pick it up with their bare hands. And they like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? What is it? I'm like, bro, like, just pick it up with some soap.
It's a whole, it's a whole plastic cup or something to basic.
It touched my hand. It touched my hand.
Bro, word. They be like, yo, man. And I'd be like, yo, go wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is now. That's why I said that, because it's just like I'm not used to, you know, like growing up, like I'm not used to seeing all of that. Like I'm seeing like competitive nature in men, you know, hardcore, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's why, you know, I don't respect other guys. I respect them in certain aspects. D know about this a lot. Like when it comes to LeBron James, that's why it's hard for me to respect them on court, because I growing up and then growing up in a New York hood, you know, an hour outside the city, like, you know, playing, you know, born and raised, like you already know, like the boroughs is tough, like concrete jungle, but all it is too, an hour outside of it. So, you know, all the influence comes from that. So like, me, I'm not growing up seeing like dudes when you on the basketball court and you calling next, but you like, yo, I'm getting every other good player that's over there and putting them on my squad for us to win, to go up against the wimpy guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen that. Like you got next. You like, all right, I'm gonna make it do what it do. It's like competitive nature. So when I see him doing stuff like that, and I'm just like, dang, then he self-proclaimed himself as the king. Kings don't move that way. King himself on the throne. I ain't trying to get the other kings to rock, you know, at times, depending on war, if they're going through war and stuff. But for a game of basketball or something, bro, come on, man. You can't have KD. You can't have Curry. You can't have everybody on your squad. It's you versus the rest of the NBA. The mediocrity, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's kind of like how this, you know, this generation kind of is, man.
That's crazy too. That's the perfect way to say it. I just think, like you said, it's just scared of competition.
Yes.
It's just a more like, I'm gonna stand to the side and we could get it together. It's like, nah. Nah. It ain't none of that. It's like I gotta beat you first, and then I'll pull you up.
Yes.
Then I'll look out. You know what I mean? And that's crazy because I still be on that type of time sometimes, because like I'm not with like the whole friend thing, like Mac be saying. So like it'd be a lot of people like, yo, how you edit this video, like boom boom boom, and you be like, come on, man, like I know you, I see the work. You just picked up a camera, like I can't put you onto the stores, and then you try to blow past me, pause on some crazy, like you know you elevate your following and your content. You know, because that's what a lot of it is too. A lot of these young dudes think is, like I said, I could pick up this camera and my like or Roland, or let me get 2 comic books. Now I'm in it.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to get these pieces graded. My boy, first of all, your cover is half ripped off. Like you don't even know. Like it's really levels to it. Like, and that's what you really got to sun. Sometimes you got to sun these cats. Like for real. Like somebody could be like, yo, I sell feet. Mac be like, all right, what's your collection looking like? Oh, I got 10 pairs of Uptowns. Mac looking at him like, boy, I'm sitting on one pair that's 25,000.
That's
like,
a fact.
Like that's what like, you don't want to be the person to like, to dumb them down, but sometimes it's needed. And I think, and that's what we missing. We really missing that pow aspect. Like, no, go on the corner and work on, go do your homework. Yeah. Like a lot of these people really don't even want to research no more. It's really crazy to me. They really just want you to give them the answers, and they gonna just think they gonna apply it. I can't do that, my man. Like I really can't. Like I'm hurting myself if I do that.
You know how long I've been doing this here.
And you know, it ain't even that. Like it ain't even like it is, but it's just like, yo, you got to pay the dues, man. You just pay the dues.
Yeah.
Like you just can't come into a barbershop and get the last chair.
Yeah.
Like you know the first chair, and everybody going to the first chair. Like you know, you brand new if you on the first chair. You can't come into the barbershop thinking you're gonna get all the clientele, and you've been cutting for 2 weeks. Come on, you have somebody patched out here. Then that's my brand. Yeah. But they don't understand that a lot of them just they trying to work for somebody. See, our generation, we working for ourselves. They don't mind working for somebody. Like, oh, let me get underneath you. Let me boom, boom, boom. Let me. Which I'm not mad at internships. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you trying to learn to get. A lot of these dudes be stuck where I'm cool working underneath somebody. I'm cool taking orders. I'm cool on that. Like, nah, man. We from the generation where we all gonna get it. Either we gonna get it together or I'm gonna get it by myself.
Like, we come from a generation where, okay, we got to do this. We got to work hard. We got to get this money to do this. Nowadays, all I see is people like,
I just need to flex on somebody.
I need to come up. You know what I mean? I need somebody, you know, to hit me off with a little something so I can get past. Like no, my G, you need to go to work. You need to.
And that's another thing too, Roland. A lot of it don't be for the personal value, for the personal gain. It be really to flex on dudes. Mm-hmm. Oh, like Max saying, like their competitive thing is to flex on dudes. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got the Balenciaga shoes. You got Uptowns. Mm-hmm. That's what they live for. They live for that. They live for, like, we was like Mac homeless. Like, I need to get out here and get. I'm trying to eat tonight. I don't care about. I'm gonna wear these Levi's 5 days in a row
all day long.
You know,
ask about it.
You ask somebody like that's trapping. Mm-hmm. Yo, how many times you spent the night in that same outfit? What? Same outfit?
Facts.
Nah, we don't do that.
Facts.
Come on, then. What we talking about? You know what time it is. Dudes out there saying, if I see you in the same outfit, you ain't leave the block.
That's a fact. Come on, son. Come on, son.
You know what I'm saying? If you in the same fit and I see you the next morning, I give you that respect. Like, oh, he ain't leave the block. He gonna get right.
Long.
They be out here. They looking at it like Max said. They don't get their hands dirty. Nah, I don't. What? I'm not doing that. No change of clothes. You bugging. How much bread you gonna miss? How much bread you gonna miss though? See, it's like that's what I'm like. It's just a double-edged sword with these kids because they iPad babies. So they think that the come up is so easy, and they don't realize the grind that you put in.
And I'm learning that, every day with my own children, bro. I'm learning that with my oldest. I'm learning that, bro. I'm changing myself to love him more. You know what I'm saying? To make him understand, like, I love you. You know, and I maybe because I question myself sometimes. You know, because the way I grew up. And I just want, like I said, and I'm just that blue. I'm gonna say it like this: I'm that blue collar guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, not to offend nobody, but I'm the blue collar guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I raise my boys, like just to, you know, to be that way. But I got to understand also that they're in a different generation as well, so I got to respect a little bit what's going on with them there. But I'm not on no entitlement stuff. I would never be. I raise my children because I don't mind. I don't think there's nothing wrong with old school values. You know what I'm saying? Traditional values. And I'm going to instill that in my children, all three of my children. It's to the point to where, like I said, my middle child is my only daughter. That's my everything. You know, all three of them is my everything. Those are my babies, man. But that girl's a go-getter, man. Like, I don't, like, she on her way right back to school. Like, yeah, Dad, all right, I done had enough. I'm out. I'll see y'all in a minute. I have to go hop on this plane.
You see the independence right there.
Yeah, bro. But I see it like if we watch, you know, that, you know, I don't want to give the show, you know, out because we don't want to give no pro bono, no freeness. But the one show, you know what I'm saying, you know, that everybody talking about in the wilderness, not the wilderness, but in Montana when they just going over there trying to protect their land and stuff like that. But it was is in one of the prequels, and the one young girl, she you know, she's a Caucasian young lady, blonde young lady, but she reminds me of my daughter so much. But it's like the relationship my daughter and I have too. Like it reminds me of the relationship they had, and the daughter is just OD tough. That's my daughter, bro. Like she OD tough. She ain't crying over no spilt milk. She want, like you said, she gonna get right deep. Like you said. she gonna get right to it. Let's get that bread. Let's get it. What we waiting on? But that's my wife also in her too, because that's my wife. My wife is like, yo, what we crying? We ain't crying about nothing. So she get it from both sides. Like, so she tough. Like that's what I always say. I'm like, dang. Sometimes I feel she tougher than both of these dudes put together. Sometimes, man, because she's more blue collar than they are. If she taking out the trash, if something, let me hurry up and get this up. She ain't gonna be, oh my gosh, let me go wash it. I'm like, yo, my dudes, like, what are y'all talking about when y'all tell me, it fell on my head? I'm like, what? So
we got a whole Dow tub in there. If you don't get right,
and some hot water, and some hot water.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, man.
All right. We had about an hour and a half. I think we can cut it here. Good talk tonight. Good talk tonight. You know, we went over some good. Huh?
I said my fault, fellas, too.
Nah.
You know how it is when you be in them establishments and you the only colored family in there. Get your food. You get your order taken first, but the food come out last. I don't know how that worked, but
I don't either.
That's another topic.
That's a fact.
Definitely.
Service.
Definitely.
Service.
So for everybody watching, please make sure you are liking and subscribing. We're not gonna tell you when the next show is because we don't know when the next show is. So we're just gonna keep popping them up like this. I want to thank Mac for joining, Lane for joining. It's always a pleasure when we get to come on here and talk about something different. I'm always talking about the comic books and all the other stuff. And Mac, I might want to do a show with you on the sneakers. I was thinking about that.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Some stuff on the sneakers.
Facts. Yeah. Let's do it.
So, you know, this is just another spin-off show that we testing and we're going to keep it moving. I want to thank y'all for joining. Everybody else that's out there that's watching, thank you for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe and share it with your friends. We appreciate all the love. We will see you next time. Be safe out there.
And may Jesus bless everybody. God bless everybody. Have a good weekend, everyone. Be safe.
Facts.
All right.